In India's sweltering south, where life largely is as it's largely been, there is a pocket of building impatience. It is his impatience. Chandrasekhar Sankurathri, Dr. Chandra to people here. His morning exercise, pacing, always pacing, within the walls of a compound built by grief and generosity. His mind always planning. Don't you get tired?
Not at all, really. I don't feel at all that way. Everybody says I'm working very hard, which I don't think I'm working hard. I wish I can help much more harder, that's what I say. All these things.
Work harder? If anything, this is a man who deserves peace. You may know his story by now. Once a Canadian government biologist in Ottawa with a wife he adored and two gorgeous, kind children. All three then taken from him in the Air India explosion in 1985. A few years aching for them changed everything. He quit his job, left Canada, moved to his wife's village, Kakinada, and got to work. It was 2005 when CBC got its first look at that work. A primary school free for the region's poorest, kids who otherwise might not even have learned to read. And he built an eye hospital, again free for the poor, offering the sort of cataract surgery utterly out of reach before he appeared. All of this modestly funded by donations and most from Canadians.
When Chandra first came here some 20 years ago, all of this was rural. This very spot was farmland, but clearly it's roared along with India's economic growth. But an increase in activity can also mean an increase in poverty and problems. And so for Chandra, it means a new challenge. Just what does he do to adapt?
Well, he says, you listen to the kids. They wanted more than primary school. They were sad to graduate and have nowhere to go. So he built them a high school. Discipline, respect, love, these are his creeds at the school he named after his daughter. He says he suspects she would have loved the camaraderie, even the morning assemblies. And he knows he's making a difference here. In a region where 59% of kids drop out of primary school, all 1,600 children who've been through Dr. Chandra's school have graduated.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
As some of them told CBC 5 years ago, they had clear ambitions.
Doctor, 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 teacher,
Doctor.
social teacher,
And now,
engineer, doctor, degree, teacher.
Become a good electrical engineer. Become a good mechanical engineering.
the aims of those very same kids are still as broad as their smiles, but there have been problems.
Family problems and money problem.
Did they want you to work sooner?
Yeah.
Family money issues means they've changed their dreams to find work that can bring cash home soon. To make sure families don't go without, Dr. Chandra has also come up with another idea, a vocational institute. So while the kids are at school, their mothers learn how to make clothes to sell. Absolutely everything that happens here is funded by donations.
A good donor from Vancouver, he suddenly came here, he saw the place, he liked it and said, no, I'll do my bit, and he did it. There you go, the building is ready now.
And Dr. Chandra just keeps doing his bit, more than his bit. That eye hospital has now performed 160,000 free cataract surgeries, 1.6 million people treated as outpatients. But no longer content with finding ways to bring acute patients to the clinic, Dr. Chandra now scours villages for any early signs of eye trouble. Again, it's kids who are his concern.
See, that is called Bittard spot. That's the indication of vitamin A deficiency. He has the same thing in both eyes.
A vitamin A deficiency could eventually mean blindness, so a few supplements, instructions about nutrition, and he's off. Another crisis averted. Spend enough time with Dr. Chandra and you get the sense he is scrambling to avert as many crises as he can. Some are dizzyingly big. Now he wants to tackle malaria and dengue fever by dealing with festering pools of mosquito larvae.
You really think getting rid of the mosquitoes is actually doable?
Yes, it's not impossible thing to do.
And that's what you're asking these kids to help you with?
Yes.
So get rid of the mosquito threat, educate kids, make sure they eat well, see well, live well, and then worry about finding a way to keep the foundation going long after he's gone. He has to do this, he says, in part to send a message to the terrorists who kill indiscriminately, like those who killed his family.
They should know several good things can come out of their acts too, because their mission is only to destroy mindlessly, aimlessly, right? So if they know some good things coming out of their terrorist activities, maybe they won't do it. I hope so. Good morning. Any carry it on?
What you will never hear from Dr. Chandra is a word about what he might need.
At this stage, I don't exist. I have no choices. I have no preferences. I have no taste. As you said before, I don't care about holidays and all that. That's not what my goal is about. I'm content with what I'm doing. I keep on doing what I'll do to the last day. You need a companion in life. You may not need it now.
This is a man who's never had counseling for his grief, who definitely doesn't want to dwell on what's happened. He wants instead just to show you what is possible. So what's up here?
Here, nothing right now. The terrace was done.
A quick trip to the top floor of his high school. It sits empty, waiting for more projects he knows will come. You're growing up with these kids, aren't you?
Yes.
You're starting with them very, very young, and then you built a high school. Now you want a vocational institute.
Yeah, that's right. And I started with grade 1. Some of them are working here. Some of them already got married, and probably some of them have children. I'm just growing. My family is growing too. That way.
His family. One small, tight, loving unit lost. One large, ever-growing community found. He is hanging on to them, helping them for as long as he can, giving everything he has left to make sure they live. Adrian Arsenault, CBC News, Kakinada, India.